All right, today we're gonna be talking about this tray and this lap desk by a company called Seiji. They just seem to be really popular on Amazon, so I picked out one of each. I'm gonna try out both of them. Basically, when I'm working at home, I have no desk setup. So it's kind of working like this with the keyboard on my lap and then the mouse on the couch itself. Or I was just chilling like this, had the mouse here, and this is actually pretty comfortable. It was a perfect height. This is of course a little bit extended, so ergonomically not the best, but much better than I expected. The keyboard was a little bit uncomfortable because, yeah, it's just not ideal. TV was my monitor, keyboard, mouse. It worked okay. I had a little coffee table here and then put my MacBook on that, could kind of see the screen. And then I would have my iPad actually closer to me running Sidecar. So I had like a little mini display in front, but it's too heavy. So I ended up having to use its case stand and just kind of put it off to the side here. So it wasn't really an ideal working setup. So one thing I noticed when I was looking at reviews online, the use case is very different. A lot of people are trying to put their actual laptops on the table and then work from there. And for that use, it's doable, it's okay. I don't love the angle, and see that too. So there is a laptop stopper that it comes with, this tray. I don't know, I just don't love it. It's not super stable as well. And this is the more expensive, bigger one. Obviously you can tilt it down to prevent that sliding, but getting the angle of the wrist right, and then having to rely on the back support from a sofa, don't love it. I think I would rather try to sit upright, but have the wrists at a more ideal level. Actually, ideally I would sit here. So if you have a chaise or whatever, how you pronounce that, I don't know if that's the best spot. Now this is the other thing I'm noticing. Careful of it falling in between. Don't know if you can tell, but it's also kind of just unwieldy overall. This makes me nervous, but this is where I find it to be most comfortable. But it is hanging a little bit off of the sofa. If it gets super close, maybe I just need to lose weight, I don't know. I also think it's a bit too high. This is the lowest that this one goes. I might tilt it forward a bit so things aren't sliding like crazy. But now it just feels too high. Very uncomfortable and I think over time would be very bad ergonomically. I'd rather have it, again, me sitting more upright, and this is toppling over, yeah. But my ideal position is more just like a 90-degree angle, and I can drop my shoulders down. I don't know, I've had too much back pain and shoulder pain to not really care about that angle. So for me, the tray is kind of an instant out. It might work for you, I don't know. I've heard that the ski legs on the side here are actually very good, but for me, it's not very helpful. You have this little drawer here. I think it's for pencils or whatever, but you can get creative with that. There's a little slit up top here, as well as an adapter for a tablet. I just didn't take it out because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it for a book or a tablet stand. The material itself is actually very nice. It's quite comfortable. Honestly, I think I would rather have something that doesn't have so much depth and maybe even a bit longer, I want to say, so I can again have things in a position that I like. Just like this. This would be great, but this doesn't do that. So I thought, oh, this lap desk, now this might do it. And it kind of does. Again though, the angle is a bit off. If I'm sitting like this, it is still kind of a little bit raised. I think I want it a little bit lower. So maybe I can just compress the cushion, I don't know. But it's not perfect, but it's not bad. This one is even shorter than the tray though. So again, having that positioning of the mouse, without the keyboard and the mouse, then not a lot of space to work with the mouse. I do have a smaller keyboard, but I don't know. It's not comfortable, to be quite honest. I also found that there's this gap in between the cushions, and my knees are kind of just grazing this front one. So it almost feels like, again, it's gonna topple forward a bit. Where both of them kind of work, I guess, is if I put them on another surface. So I've used the tray, for example, on the dining table and just used it as a standing desk. Now the other option is if you have a coffee table, like maybe this is okay, but I have a very low profile sofa, so this gets uncomfortable for my knees over prolonged periods of time, which is why I kind of wanted to sit back a little bit more and have this height. But again, it's just doesn't work for me. Something about the proportions maybe, or just my body proportions are off or weird, but both of them are quite uncomfortable over time. I was excited for this one though. It has a little phone holder, but this one you can charge at the same time. It's got a little space at the bottom for your phone charger. It also has a drawer on the side here. So again, they're both pretty functional in that sense. It's just for me, I care more about comfort. I think this has the same fake leather. It's a little bit softer actually than the Tray. It's the last thing for both of them. This one has a little handle, and so it packs away nice. It's also quite flat, right? So it's not a huge footprint. And then this one folds like so. So again, not a huge footprint in some ways, but also in other ways, it's quite large. Actually, now that I folded it down, this might have been the most comfortable in terms of angle. Yeah, in terms of wrist angle, I think this was actually really nice, and it has a lot of surface area, so I can move the mouse the way I want it. However, the bottom is not cushioned. I haven't really thought of this, but maybe this will solve it. This might actually work. So it's gonna get hot over time. I don't know. I think a desk is the best option. Probably gonna return both of these. Anyways, that's it for the video. Just wanted to quickly throw this together because I didn't really see many videos online. If you're a person who's really picky about your ergonomics when you're working from home, and even if it's a sofa or a bed or anywhere else, probably wouldn't recommend it. But if you're less picky or have maybe a higher tolerance for uncomfortable positions than I do, maybe give it a try. Even if you are on the pickier side, your mileage may vary, right? Everybody's a little bit different. For what it's worth, they do seem like pretty good products in terms of the materials and the build. But again, for me, I think comfort is number one, and they don't work for me in that regard. Have a wonderful day. Bye.